Good morning, and welcome to your morning cereal. Okay, good morning, and welcome to Thursday. Well, for some of you, you've been waiting for this day all year because it's Major League Baseball's opening day. And apparently, one of the long-standing opening day rituals is performed by the fans of the Boston Red Sox. And they sing the song Sweet Caroline before the first pitch. And even though the first day of spring was last week while we were off, the start of the baseball season definitely feels like spring is here. Well, it's also International Whiskey Day, so I like that one. And it's also National Scribble Day, too. Well, apparently, Scribble Day is all about celebrating the creativity and the art associated with scribbling. So, no matter your artistic abilities, you can participate fully in this stress-releasing act of scribbling. Well, today's quote is from Julia Roberts, who said, quote, "I'm better for all the things that have happened to me, the good and the bad," end quote. And that's a good outlook, right? We are all the sum of our experiences. And hopefully we're just learning and growing from all those experiences along the way. Thanks, Julia. Well, today's news, facts, and birthdays are for March 27th. And we're going to start back in 1939, and it's very appropriate for this time of year. On this date, in 1939, March Madness crowned its very first men's NCAA champion. Give you 1 second. Do you have any idea who it is? I had no clue. It's the University of Oregon. They defeated Ohio State, the Ohio State University, 46-33. Then on this date in 1952, the musical Singin' in the Rain, starring Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds, it premiered at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. And then finally in 1975, construction began on this date on the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. Now, that pipeline spans 800 miles and it cost $8 billion to build, but it only took 2 years to complete. Well, happy birthday if today is your birthday. You share a birthday with singer Jessie J. She's 37 today. Singer Fergie, she's 50 today. Singer Mariah Carey, she's 56 today. And lastly, director Quentin Tarantino, he's 62. And the number one movie on this date back in 2001 was The Mexican. And this movie has an all-star cast with James Gandolfini, Brad Pitt, Gene Hackman, Julia Roberts, all starring in this romantic comedy about a guy traveling to Mexico to retrieve a cursed, priceless pistol for his mob boss, while his girlfriend tries to get him to give up his criminal ways. And interestingly, Julia Roberts, she met her husband on the set of this movie, and it was not Brad Pitt. She and Daniel Moder are still married today. Well, the number one song on this date back in 1992 was Save the Best for Last by Vanessa Williams. And this love song from my high school years is about two lovers who finally start a relationship that one of them always knew was meant to be. Young love. Well, this song had 2 Grammy nominations, but it lost out to Eric Clapton's Tears in Heaven for Song of the Year. And I definitely saved my best for last, but I had to wait another 13 years for that one. Anyways, let's move on to some personal growth in our book review segment here before I send you on your way for this Thursday. We are in part 4 of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And in this chapter, which is chapter 7, it's entitled Give a Dog a Good Name. Carnegie is giving us insights in how to get someone to level up, if you will. Or if their performance has backslidden, how do we get them to step it up? Well, Carnegie suggests we remind them or give them a reputation to live up to. Carnegie quotes Samuel Vauquelin, who said, quote, "The average person can be led readily if you have his or her respect and if you show that you respect that person for some kind of ability," end quote. And Carnegie sums that up by saying, quote, "If you want to improve a person in a certain respect, act as though that particular trait were already one of his or her outstanding characteristics," end quote. Shakespeare said it too. He said, quote, "Assume a virtue if you have it not," end quote. I could have said that in a Yoda voice and said that Yoda said that, and you would have believed me. But look, if you give someone something respectable about themselves that they need to live up to, More often than not, most people will make a valiant effort to hit those high marks rather than to see you disappointed in them. Well, join us again tomorrow as we finish Chapter 7, Give a Dog a Good Name. And we'll also learn Carnegie's principle number 7. Okay, enjoy opening day today. Thanks for joining us. Come back tomorrow and have a fantastic day. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Morning Serial podcast on the One Life Live It channel. You can find more episodes and videos by visiting our YouTube channel and the website at Sean Inglis and at SeanInglis.com, where you can also follow our other podcasts, the Mr. and Mrs. Inglis podcast and the Life Happens podcast. In these other podcasts, we'll dive deeper into everyday issues, self-improvement and well-being, business and finance, and we welcome special guests too. So join us. It'll be a good time, I promise. Thanks again for listening. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.